Once upon a time there lived a little girl. For her birthday, her grandmother gave her a Red Riding Hood. Since then, the girl wore it everywhere. Therefore, in the village, everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, on the eve of Christmas, Little Red Riding Hood's mother began to prepare for the holiday. She cleaned the house, cooked food, and put up the Christmas tree. Little Red Riding Hood helped her mother, but there were no ornaments on the Christmas tree. Little Red Riding Hood's mother put the cookies in a basket and gave them to her.
Little Red Riding Hood, go to Santa Claus and take these cookies to him, and then ask Santa Claus to give you ornaments for the Christmas tree.
Little Red Riding Hood took the basket and went to Santa Claus's house. She was walking through the forest when suddenly a wolf appeared in front of her. The wolf wanted to eat Little Red Riding Hood, but did not dare, because nearby woodcutters were chopping wood with axes. The wolf was embarrassed and, licking his lips, asked the girl,
"Where are you going, Little Red Riding Hood?"
Little Red Riding Hood did not yet know how dangerous it was to stand in the middle of the forest and talk to a wolf. She greeted the wolf and answered him,
"I'm going to Santa Claus and bringing him these cookies."
"Where is Santa Claus's house?"
Little Red Riding Hood did not know that the wolf was very cunning and cruel, so she answered him,
"Santa Claus lives over there in a house next to the mill."
The wolf thought for a while and said on his own,
"Wait a minute. I have an idea. If I can persuade Little Red Riding Hood to take the long way, then I will take the short way and quickly get to the Santa Claus's house, and then eat them both."
Little Red Riding Hood asked the wolf what he said. The wolf quickly answered,
"Oh, nothing. I just want to say that you are not going on the right road. You know, that road over there is the shortest way to Santa Claus's house. If you take this road, you will quickly get to Santa Claus's house."
Little Red Riding Hood said goodbye to the wolf and walked along the road that the wolf showed, and the wolf himself ran a short way, got to the house of Santa Claus, and knocked on the door. "Knock, knock, knock!" Santa Claus comes to the door and asks,
"Who is that?"
"It's me, Little Red Riding Hood.
The wolf answered in a gentle voice.
I came to visit you and brought you the cookies."
Santa Claus thought that this was really Little Red Riding Hood and said,
"Little Red Riding Hood, take the rope next to the door and pull it down. The door will be open."
The wolf grabbed the rope and pulled it down. The door opened. The wolf quickly attacked Santa Claus and wanted to eat him, but he heard the voice of Little Red Riding Hood nearby, and when he looked out the window, he saw that Little Red Riding Hood, singing a song, was walking towards Santa Claus' house. The wolf quickly tied Santa's hands, feet, and mouth up and locked him in the closet. Then he closed the door at home, dressed in Santa's clothes, and lay down on the bed, waiting for Little Red Riding Hood. Soon Little Red Riding Hood came and knocked on the door. "Knock, knock, knock!"
"Who is that?"
the wolf asked. The wolf's voice was rough and hoarse. Little Red Riding Hood was scared at first. Then she thought that probably Santa Claus must have caught a cold, and his voice is hoarse. That's why he talks like that. Little Red Riding Hood answered,
"It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I brought you some cookies."
The wolf changed his voice and said,
"Little Red Riding Hood, take the rope next to the door and pull it down. The door will open."
As soon as Little Red Riding Hood pulled the rope down, the door opened. She entered the house. The wolf got out of bed and said,
"Little Red Riding Hood, you must be tired. Put the cookies on the table, then come and sit next to me."
Little Red Riding Hood sat down next to the wolf and asked,
"Santa Claus, what big hands you have."
"All the better to hug you with, my honey."
"Santa Claus, what big ears you have."
"All the better to hear you with, my honey."
"Santa Claus, what big eyes you have."
"All the better to see you with, my honey."
"Santa Claus, what big teeth you have."
All the better to eat you with, my honey.
Ugh.
The cruel wolf quickly stood up and attacked Little Red Riding Hood. But fortunately, one of the woodcutters passed by the house with an axe on his shoulder. He heard a noise and quickly ran to help Little Red Riding Hood. The woodcutter quickly attacked the wolf with his sharp axe. The wolf got scared and ran back into the forest. After that, they helped Santa Claus get out of the locked closet. In the end, Little Red Riding Hood returned home and celebrated the Christmas with her friends.